This Negasilver 42 review is brought to you by this sandwich! It's the lunch of stupid people! A new review opening brings a new review. This review has special thanks to Neon Fox in Color for allowing me to use his walkthrough footage for my new review. Or rather, an old review that I've been trying to do for months. Yes, Sly Cooper and the Thevius Racoonus Part 1 has finally arrived, YouTube. I'm sure you're just as excited as I am. Or not, and you really just hate me. Anyway, the game is about an anthropomorphic fox who runs around carrying a cane and trying to steal from people. Really, the game in design is very similar to that of a Metal Gear game, as you can see from Bentley the turtle appearing and telling Fox that he needs to watch out for lasers. Okay, that's rule number 1 of video games. Rule number 1, don't run into lasers. And rule number 2, platforming is usually fun. Oh, I laugh at my own jokes sometimes. Anyway, the story for this game starts out with Sly stealing a file from Carmelita Fox, the inspector who follows him around the globe. And you learn about Sly's past, where he was going to inherit a book called the Thevius Racoonus that tells you how to be a master thief and chronicles you being a master thief. Now 5 people arrive, the Fiendish 5, killing Sly's parents, ransacking the house, and stealing the Thevius Racoonus, splitting it into 5 pieces and taking it to separate parts of the globe. Sly is then transported to an orphanage where he meets his 2 best friends, Bentley, the scientific turtle, and Murray, the pink hippo who's apparently supposed to be super manly. This is a pretty dark storyline, and it's up to Sly to get the pieces, by the way. Back to what I was saying. As I show you the title screen for Tide of Terror, the first chapter where we meet Sir Raleigh the Frog. I just cracked my knuckles. That really hurt. Ow. Anyway, the game's dark and you'd expect it to see in something like a shooter game, like on the Xbox. Anyway, back to Sir Raleigh. The level takes place in the Welsh Triangle, which doesn't exist, so don't try to find it on a map. Now here's a screenshot of a weird blimp whale thing. It's a weather machine Sir Raleigh built, and that's where he's actually just sitting waiting for you to come get him with the Thevius Racoonus. Actually, he doesn't know you're there yet, but he kind of assumes it. All of them assume it. Now, you don't just get the whole thing by running up and just beating the crap out of him. You actually have to find the green clue bottles, break open the saves, and you get, boom, page of the Thevius Racoonus. This one tells you how to dive. Most of them either teach you a skill like this, how to dive, or the ninja spire jump. We learn, I'll talk about that in a little while, and other such things like breathing under, like being able to survive falling in water. Now, you must collect 7 treasure keys to get to the boss. The first treasure key is used to open up the rest of the area. Now, to get the treasure keys, you have to use items such as your binoculum, which you can see here. Wow, that's not similar to Metal Gear Solid at all, except in every way. Sly's cane is used for smashing clue bottles and closing grates. Now, as I said before, this is a ship, so you kind of have to do things involving water. You can knock out guards, which you just saw. You can climb around pipes. You can climb up ropes, and also climb pipes. I meant wooden beams, and such as corners and stuff. It's really fun. And also Sly's jumping ability, which comes in very important here when collecting extra lives. Now, if you actually run out of lives, you'll just start again where you left off. It's just that there's not as much of a downtime. Now, here's where it kind of interests me. You know, you're in a frog. The area is run by a frog. So there are lily pads, but also lasers? I don't get it. Now, that blue flash and horseshoe you just saw is a lucky charm. The lucky charms allow you to, if you get hit once, you lose a charm. Golden charms allow you to get hit another time, and that weird floating icon is a checkpoint. I don't get it either. Anyway, they're very useful, and you should always have one. And if you die enough times, the game will pity you and automatically give you one. Now, and here's a boiler room, and stealing the 5th treasure key. Wow. Good job, Neon. And here's another interesting level, and that allows me to praise the level design of the entire game. You run around on top of destroyed ships thanks to being in the well. Is that an eyeball? Whatever. This ship was destroyed as it tried to get into the triangle where Raleigh set up his weather machine. And it's just really cool how little details like that really allow you to see the game in a whole new light. Now, after collecting 3, in Neon's case 5, you take the treasure keys and you open up the second obstacle of the area involving key opening. And then you can also destroy it for a lot of coins, but I don't have that. I put it in slow motion so it looks better. This is probably my least favorite level, but an interesting one. You dive into a barrel and these darts shoot at you from these stupid little globe things. I hate them. And it's just a really frustrating level because you have to keep running around with that freaking barrel, dodging guards who breathe fire and shoot ink. And also by collecting 100 coins, you can get a free horseshoe, or if you already have 2 horseshoes, an extra life. I really don't like this level because it involves way more sneaking than necessary. It's really frustrating. Then there's also this stupid minigame where you're in a submarine shooting these little treasure chests and crabs. You have to shoot 40 of them. It's ridiculous. The whole level's only about a minute, but you can't let the crabs steal any of the stupid treasure chests. The whole game should be sneaking, in my opinion, but I guess this is to break up monotony. But sometimes monotony is good. Look at Halo. Look how powerful that series is, and all it is shooting crap. So anyway, once you have all 7 keys, you unlock a cannon. A cannon! Or an elevator, or something. So you walk into the cannon, and it shoots you up at Sir Raleigh the Frog. It shoots you at Sir Raleigh the Frog. I mean, that's just ingenious. I applaud you, Sucker Punch. Now actually comes the boss fight. The boss fights are frustrating in this game because of the whole one hit you die theory. But bosses have obvious weaknesses that are easy to exploit. See, he's sweating as he's jumping. He deflates. Hit him! Most bosses you only need to hit 4 times. You only need to hit this boss 4 times, the next boss 4 times, the boss after that 4 times, but then the next 2 you actually have to beat up. So as you can see, the boss has fallen, and he's like, "Oh, you meddling raccoon! I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you, meddling raccoon, and your smart turtle." I don't know. I thought a couple Scooby-Doo references would spike this up in popularity. Oh well. So overall, I'm going to give Tide of Terror a well-deserved 8 out of 10. Because all the levels are pretty fun. And not to mention, you do get a really cool move out of it. Which you can see behind me, the Ninja Spire jump, as you can see. There he goes. Yay, he's a ninja. But parts of it are also frustrating, such as the annoying minigame and the horrible level including the barrel. So, and here's the thing about the game in general quickly. These little cutscenes appear after you win every level, and also before. I didn't include the one before, I just included. So as Sly is running through London, I'll see you all in my next review. Bye, folks!